Power is not a gift. It is a fortress that must be built and defended every single day. Most people wander through life wanting to be liked. They think that by being kind, by being available, by being nice, they will earn the loyalty of those around them. They are tragically mistaken. In the cold reality of human nature, familiarity does not breed love, it breeds contempt. When you make yourself a common commodity, people stop seeing your value and start looking for your weaknesses. They begin to test your boundaries, they ignore your requests, and eventually they stop seeing you at all. Robert Greene once said that the moment you lose the respect of those you lead, you have already lost your power. To keep people in line, you must master the art of the distance, the mystery, and the strategic strike. You are not here to be a friend, you are here to be a force. Today, we strip away the illusions of modern leadership. We look into the dark mechanics of respect and the laws that ensure you are never taken for granted again. Prepare your mind. The era of being too nice is over. The sun is the most powerful force in our sky. But imagine if it never set. Imagine if it blazed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Soon people would curse the heat. They would hide in the shadows. They would stop admiring its light and start resenting its presence. The sun is worshipped because it disappears, because it creates a void that makes its return a miracle. In human psychology, this is the law of scarcity. When you are always available, when you answer every text in seconds, when you are at every meeting and every social gathering, you become common. You are no longer a person, you are a background noise, like the hum of an air conditioner. To keep people in line, you must create a vacuum. Withdraw your presence. Stop being the first one to speak. Stop being the one who is always there to help. In mythology, the gods rarely walked among men. When they did, it was an event that changed history, because their absence made their presence heavy with meaning. When you withdraw, people begin to talk about you. They wonder where you are. They begin to value your time because they realize it is a finite resource that can be taken away. Dark wisdom. Respect is not earned through proximity. It is forged in the silence of your absence. If they can see you whenever they want, they will never fear losing you. And without the fear of loss, there is no power.
Observe the man who talks too much. He is desperate for approval. He explains his actions, he justifies his mistakes, and he reveals his insecurities through a flood of words. Every time he speaks, he loses a piece of his mystery. He becomes predictable, and the predictable are easily manipulated. Powerful people understand a fundamental truth. The more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control you seem. When you say less than necessary, you force others to fill the silence. This creates an intense psychological pressure on those around you. They begin to over-explain themselves. They reveal their own cards, while you keep yours hidden. Think of the Sphinx. It does not lecture, it does not argue, it simply is, and its silence has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. In the Roman Senate, the most feared men were not those who shouted, but those who listened, and spoke only when the final blow was needed. By speaking less, you make every word you do say carry the weight of a decree. You become an enigma, a puzzle that others wear themselves out trying to solve. Dark wisdom. Silence is the ultimate defense. If they don't know what you're thinking, they can't prepare a counterattack. Stop explaining yourself. A king does not justify his crown.
Reputation is the invisible armor you wear into battle. If it is strong, it can win the fight before it even begins. If it is weak, no amount of skill can save you. Most people let their reputation be shaped by chance, by the gossip of others, or by their own lack of discipline. This is a fatal mistake. You must curate your reputation with the cold precision of a diamond cutter. Decide on one single quality you want the world to see. Is it your ruthlessness, your efficiency, your absolute loyalty to those who serve you? Once you establish this aura, it becomes a psychological deterrent. People will hesitate to cross you because of what they think you might do. Look at the history of Genghis Khan. He didn't just win battles, he cultivated a reputation for such utter devastation that cities would surrender at the mere sight of his scouts. The idea of him was more powerful than his actual army. In the modern world, your reputation is your credit. Once it slips, you are vulnerable to every petty attack. Once it is unassailable, you can intimidate and win without ever lifting a finger. Dark wisdom. Guard your name with your life. If people think you are soft, they will be cruel. If they think you are dangerous, they will be careful. Choose which mask you will wear and never let it slip. Human beings are creatures of habit. We have an insatiable need to see patterns in others. Why? Because patterns allow us to predict, and prediction allows us to control. When you are predictable, you are a puppet. The people around you know exactly which string to pull to get a specific reaction. They know your triggers, they know your schedule, and they know your limits. To keep people in line, you must shatter the pattern. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Change your routine without explanation. Be warm one day and stoic the next. This creates a state of hypervigilance in those around you. They stop trying to control you and start spending all their energy trying to understand you. They become off balance, and in that state of imbalance, they are subservient. Think of the ocean. It is beautiful, but it is feared because you never know when the tide will turn or when the storm will rise. When you are unpredictable, you become a force of nature, something to be respected and handled with extreme caution. Dark wisdom. To be predictable is to be trapped. To be unpredictable is to be free. Keep them in suspense, and you will keep them under your thumb. Kindness in the face of disrespect is not moral. It is suicidal. When someone crosses a line, when an underling becomes arrogant or a friend becomes toxic, you cannot negotiate. You cannot talk it out. If you allow a single ember of rebellion to remain, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. This is the law of the shepherd. If the shepherd is weak, the wolves will come, and eventually the sheep will stop following. When you strike, you must strike at the source. Neutralize the influence of the poisoner immediately. Do not wait for the trouble to multiply. In history, the great leaders knew that an enemy left alive is an enemy seeking revenge. You must crush the spirit of the opposition, not with anger, but with cold, calculated efficiency. This creates a psychological warning sign for everyone else watching. It sets the price for crossing you so high that no one will ever want to pay it. Dark wisdom. Mercy to the traitor is cruelty to the loyal. If you don't punish the snake, you encourage the others to bite. Be decisive or be destroyed.
The world is a theater, and most people are merely actors playing roles they didn't choose. They want you to be predictable. They want you to be nice. They want you to be common because it makes them feel safe. But you are not here to make the world feel safe. You are here to master the laws of power. From this moment on, look at every interaction as a map of territory. Are you being too available? Withdraw. Are you talking too much? Be silent. Is your reputation slipping? Rebuild the fortress. Keep them in suspense, create value through scarcity, and never, ever let them think they have figured you out. The theater is still playing, the masks are still on, but now you are the only one who knows the ending of the play. Stay silent, stay cold. The world is yours to rebuild.